On July 11, Conor McGregor I don't know. He might make a comeback, he might not, he might make us the Mbappe special.
What's the Mbappe special?
For example, nothing.
So yeah, Conor McGregor is fighting against Max Holloway on July 11th. That said, I'm pretty excited for Max Holloway to run it back against Volkanovski for the 4th time, as we all wanted to see it.
What the fuck is that?
So yeah, in this video I kind of want to give you a little bit of a recap what's Conor been up to in the last few years. All the shenanigans, all the fights, a little bit of a recap, and in the end I'll give you my swift little beautiful prediction of how he will, of course, not get... Oh yeah, by the way, I'm sorry, I sincerely don't care about Conor's Cage Warriors career. He became double champ, whoopity whoop, who cares? But I will touch upon Conor's amateur career because he had some of the best shorts of all time. Check him out. These big ass fucking shorts. I cannot believe they let him walk into the ring with those balloons on. Also, clear as day, early stoppage. My GOAT. Let me check out who it even is. Kieran Campbell. I cannot believe they robbed him. He went on to have a successful 0-1 career. I can't believe they robbed the GOAT of the sport. Now, after breaking down the most egregious robbery in MMA history, let's get down to the important stuff. Conor McGregor's UFC career and all the other stuff around it. Now, after he fought Kieran Campbell, he built himself some hype. Also had some fights in between in Cage Wars, which we will not mention. And he came in with a big fan base to the UFC. An awful fucking haircut. He debuted in 2013 against Marcus Brimage, who by the way had a stunning record of 7-8, 5-1 when he fought Conor, to be fair. And fun fact, also lost against Cody Garbrandt a few fights later, so yeah, fun fact. And he knocked him out in 6-7 seconds. And brought us the legendary lying 60 Gs, baby. I couldn't have said it more enthusiastically. Later that year, he beats Max Holloway, which is pretty cool. We were kind of mentioning it because it's pretty relevant to the fight. He also tore his ACL mid-fight and made Conor look like a grappling savant. In his next fight in 2014, he headlights Dublin and destroys Diego Brandao, who has a pretty sick record of 32-22. I can kind of respect that, to be honest. And fun fact, he fought Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor back-to-back and got knocked out back-to-back, which is stunning. And interesting enough, later that year, he fought against Dustin Poirier, which was an interesting affair, because it becomes a little bit more important in the later part of the video, because kind of ended his career. Now in 2015, he fought against Dennis Silver, which a bit of a layup so he can fight for the title, to be honest. He was ranked number 5, Dennis Silver was ranked number 10. It was just supposed to be a bit of a layup, just to show off. Interesting fun fact about him, his last win in MMA and his last MMA fight ever was against BJ Penn. And now finally, on UFC 189 on July 11th, Conor McGregor is set to fight Jose Aldo for one of the biggest heavyweight title fights of all time. Best of all time, and Jose Aldo at the time against Conor McGregor, the biggest star in the promotion. And he pulled out. Yeah, Jose Aldo got injured, so Chad Mendes stepped in, which I personally find fine because Conor McGregor is actually fighting a high-ranked opponent in the top 5 to get his title shot. At the same time, short notice, 2 weeks before the fight, a bit iffy, but we'll take it. The fight was quite competitive, to be honest, until it wasn't. But hey, thanks Chad Mendes. Pretty underrated guy in my opinion. Now finally on UFC 194 on the 12th of December 2015, Conor McGregor was set to face Jose Aldo. The interim champ was going to face the champion, Jose Aldo. And in fact, many people will tell you now that it was an easy predict that Conor will knock him out. Back then, Jose Aldo was him. People thought he was gonna murder Conor McGregor. Like, look at the predictions.
He's gonna do against Aldo.
He'll lose.
But Khabib predicted that Conor would win.
I like him. I think he can beat Jose Aldo, maybe finish him. But a lot of people think Jose Aldo beat him. But my opinion, I think he kill him. But if he come 155, welcome.
And that he would lose against him at 155, which will be pretty relevant later.
Send me a message like location, I'm gonna come.
Now Conor has his sights set on bigger things, mainly being the first double champ in UFC history. The lightweight champ at the time was RDA, Rafael Dos Anjos, I don't know how to say his name. And they were set to fight on the 5th of March in 2016 on UFC 196. But RDA broke his foot, funny enough. And now he's gonna fight Nate Diaz at welterweight. And it gave us one of the funniest build-ups of all time for a fight.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Bell. I don't give a fuck.
And as a massive underdog, Nate actually beat Conor McGregor. Now, instead of chasing the lightweight belt, Conor decided to face Nate Diaz in the rematch on UFC 200. But McGregor decided to arrive late, so they canceled the fight and ruined UFC 200 for everybody. Nice. But instead, we got Diaz versus McGregor 2 on UFC 202.
Gentlemen, if you don't mind, just if you wouldn't mind counting to 10.
Nate can only count to 5.
Again at welterweight, and this time Conor won a decision, a bit controversial, but we'll take it. Now back onto the main mission to RD.
Fight back, nigga. Fight back. Fight back.
Now we are fighting on the 12th of November in 2016 against Eddie Alvarez. And fun fact, he fought against the current champion Justin Gaethje and TKO'd him. Now back to Eddie versus Conor on UFC 205 for the lightweight belt, and Conor McGregor styled on him. Now of course Conor's a double champ, so what will he do? He will of course defend his titles. He will be an awesome champ, and he's fighting Floyd Mayweather. In my opinion, this is Conor's biggest mistake in his career. Next to cheating, touching several women, some against their will, taking Colombian marching powder, and drinking heavily, abusing steroids and so on. I think this was his biggest mistake. He took 2 years off MMA in his prime, and then he had to return to fight for his vacant lightweight title against...
Alright, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're gonna keep this clean. Touch gloves now if you wish to. Alright, let's do this.
Now let's rewind a bit. Because Conor was so inactive, they vacated his belt. And it is that Khabib was supposed to fight against Tony Ferguson for the vacated belt on UFC 223. That got scrapped because injuries and stuff. After that, Max Holloway stepped in, and then the doctors deemed him unfit to fight. Honestly, after the Oliveira fight, it's good that it didn't happen. And well then, technically next night would have been Michael Chiesa. But now we're coming to the big incident. Khabib was beefing with Artem Lobov, and Conor took a lot of Irish guys, flew over to New York and attacked the bus with all the fighters on him. Michael Chiesa, the highest ranked guy on the bus, got injured. Oh my god, I imagine Michael Chiesa against Khabib. And now we've got Ali Quinta on the table as the man that's supposed to fight Khabib for the vacated belt. If he would have won, he wouldn't even have gotten the belt. That's how bad it is. And through the bus attack, where Conor, by the way, also got arrested and sent into anger management, which is funny. Now on October 6th in 2018, Conor is fighting Khabib at UFC 229 at the biggest event he has ever had. Ever. And after a 2-year layoff, he looked decent, but he lost in horrible fashion. Now let's talk about his trash talk in this fight for a second. I think it was a bit funny, but way too personal at points, especially against Khabib and his religion and everything. But the one point where he was right was at Ali Abdelaziz. For those who know, you know. And even after the fight, the shenanigans didn't stop. Dylan Dennis, the ultimate, Nurmagomedov rage baited for some reason, and made Khabib jump the fence, giving us the biggest controversy in UFC history. This part of the video is a little bit more serious since there's another legal issue that happened 2 months after the Khabib fight. Conor visits a hotel penthouse in Dublin, which is when he assaulted Nikita Hand and sparks a multi-million-dollar civil lawsuit. Years later, a jury finds Conor liable for assault, ordering him to pay roughly $250,000 in damages. Later in 2025, he tries to appeal it, but it got denied, and yeah, after that rough 2018 run, in 2019 he didn't do much better, and he punched an old man because he didn't want to drink his whiskey and smashed the fan's phone, which got settled civilly out of court. Now in UFC 246 on January 18, 2020, Conor McGregor makes his epic return against withered Donald Cerrone and kills him. Not literally. Oh my god, the Mac is back, and now he's supposed to face Dustin Poirier in a rematch. It's gonna be easy. He knocked him out in the first round last time. He's definitely not gonna get colded.
It's gonna be bad, my nigga.
Honestly, at the start I just thought it was a simple TKO, but holy shit, he got colded by Dustin Poirier. Whoa. Look at him, the light is going out of his eyes. Now after that little hiccup, famous line by Gable Stevenson. To know more about this famous line, Google Gable Stevenson loophole, you'll love it. Now on the 10th of July in 2021, on UFC 264, Conor McGregor was now set to face Poirier in the trilogy, and it ended really good as you all remember. He unfortunately snapped his tibia in the first round and got rolled out on a stretcher. And let's recap what Conor did in the last 5 years. After his leg broke, recovered, and he took some little steroids. He trolled the ever-living shit out of Michael Chandler and ruined his career permanently.
Michael Chandler. And the weight, Mr. Chandler, 185 pounds.
And he filmed Roadhouse, where it is rumored that a camera crew just followed him throughout the day and he just did that shit. Pretty fun movie, by the way.
Let's see what this is about. Where the fuck is everyone?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we got to see Conor's most precious in 2024. Now finally Conor McGregor is returning on UFC 329 on International Fight Week. What do I think will happen against Max Holloway? Most likely he will get absolutely destroyed. I'm pretty sure he will gas out in the first round. But hey, I would find it pretty funny if he'd win and make a little bit of a comeback. Oh yeah, by the way, I'd appreciate a sub and like. I put a lot of effort into the video. Bye bye!